Hey everyone, I just read something really unsettling from a privacy researcher named Alexander Hanf. He runs a blog called That Privacy Guy, and he discovered that Anthropic has been secretly installing what he calls spyware when you install Claude Desktop on your Mac. Here's what happened. Welcome to our channel. He was debugging a personal project and checked what browser extensions were registered on his machine. He found a file he never put there from Anthropic. It was a native messaging manifest, sitting inside his Brave browser's application support folder. That file pre-authorizes a browser extension to communicate with a helper binary that lives inside the Claude Desktop app. The binary runs outside the browser sandbox at the same privilege level as the user. He didn't install any Claude browser extension. He'd never even seen a prompt or consent screen. He just installed the Claude Desktop app a while back. That app silently reached across to his browser, a completely separate piece of software from a different company, and registered a backdoor for a browser extension he doesn't even have. Claude Desktop did this for 7 different Chromium-based browsers on his machine: Chrome, Edge, Brave, Arc, Chromium, Vivaldi, and Opera. For browsers that weren't even installed, it pre-created the folders anyway. So if he ever installs them in the future, the bridge is already there, waiting. Anthropic's own documentation says this bridge, when activated, can open tabs, access your logged-in sessions on any site, read the DOM, extract data, automate form filling, and record what you do as GIFs. That means bank accounts, health portals, work Slack, production admin consoles. Anything you're signed into, the bridge can act as you. Worse, Anthropic's own safety data shows their Claude for Chrome extension is vulnerable to prompt injection about 11% of the time with mitigations. If an attacker tricks that extension, they could reach through the bridge and run code on your machine outside the browser sandbox. The researcher checked the macOS provenance metadata, which records which app wrote a file. It proved the files came from Claude Desktop. He checked the logs, and Claude Desktop openly logs that it installed these manifests. It's not a secret, it's right there in the logs, under Chrome extension MCP. He found 31 separate install events across his log files. Even if you delete the manifest file, Claude Desktop rewrites it on every launch. Anthropic code signed the helper binary, and the whole app is notarized by Apple. This is a shipped, signed product feature, not a test build. Hanf argues this violates the e-privacy directive in Europe and multiple computer misuse laws. He calls it a dark pattern, forced bundling across trust boundaries, no opt-in, near impossible to remove permanently, and pre-authorizing code the user hasn't installed. He acknowledges the binary doesn't do anything until the paired extension is present. But the capability is sitting there, dormant, on every machine that ever installed Claude Desktop. The moment that extension lands, whether you install it, an enterprise pushes it, or an attacker plants it, the bridge is live. What should Anthropic have done? Asked for permission before installing anything. Pulled the manifest only when the user actually installs the browser extension. Let people revoke it in settings. Documented everything clearly. Hanf ends with this: a company cannot credibly claim to support human rights and in the next breath undermine the fundamental human rights to privacy and data protection. If you have Claude Desktop on your Mac, those manifests are probably in your browser folders right now. Check for yourself. And think about what it means when a company builds a backdoor without telling you.